Hey, this is Chris.
I'm Margie.
And this is our first, adventure video in a while? How long's it been?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. So we chose to come over here to Greenville to the Garst Museum. And we're going to go in and look at all kinds of history. They have history on Annie Oakley here. And I don't know what else to look for. Yeah, the Treaty of Greeneville, which was actually not signed too far away from here. So let's go in and let's take a look at the Garst Museum. So this is the parlor room at the Garst Museum. What's it say, Margie?
It says it's a portrait of Rebecca Jane Porter Winter, oil on canvas. It's a gift of Mrs. Mary Lucas. Rebecca Porter was a native of Greenville. Her husband John Winter was mayor of Greenville from 1874 to 1896, and she died in 1912.
This looks like it's a sculpture of Abraham Lincoln.
That's something on the Council of Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a big thing about it. It's a lot to read there.
Yeah. But look at this, what it's sitting on.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got one of these, Marge, they have one of these viewfinders.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we'll be able to see anything. They're kind of dusty.
Oh yeah, you can see.
You can see?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You gotta look right. It's got an angle to it.
Right, but it's kind of hard to see with the...
Mm-hmm.
So we have a uniform, an army uniform, and I don't see a rank. Well, I guess there is a rank. He's a corporal, and he was with the 101st Airborne with the CIB badge, which is right there, which is a combat infantry badge. And his name was Robert Doss Sr. This would be his gun belt. There's his cap and his little pouch. I don't know if it would be for ammo or what, but that's his uniform. And then over here we have from the Navy, but I think there's more than that in here, isn't there? It says Harbor.
This gentleman is the one who alerted the world by saying that Pearl Harbor was under attack.
Oh wow. Is that the telegraph?
Yeah, he was from Greenville resident.
But
His name Carl. Yeah. Telegrapher key used by Bob Small in the last Western Union office in Greenville.
Oh wow. But the naval is Elmer. How do you say that last name, Margie?
I can't say it. Tegtemeier? I don't know.
They got the old dog tags and everything. And next up we have a Marine uniform, an old Marine uniform. Looks like he may, I don't know, the Marines ranks a little different than the Army. So I'm gonna guess it's not a staff sergeant. But maybe it'll say down here, tech sergeant. His name's Benjamin Franklin Brinkman. 31st Marines. That's the official dispatch, showing that he was being mobilized. We have another sailor from the Navy, and here's his uniform. He's got a patch over here with a machine gun with wings, I think. It's a machine gun. And I'm gonna say maybe it was, I don't know. That's a sewing kit. And this would be his naval cap. And his name was John Miller Jr., U.S. Navy Aviation Electronic Technician, mate, 2nd class. And
over here you have the Purple Heart Medal and burial flag of Albert E. Shiverdecker,
yeah,
killed in the World War II.
I think it's Shiverdecker. We know some Shiverdeckers, don't
16 December 1944, yes. The picture back there is U.S. Army Air Corps uniform of Lieutenant Colonel Dr. John Alley. This here
Hold on, so I can get
sorry.
the uniform. And then also over here in the corner, they actually have one of like World War II. I think it's World War II. Yeah.
A
Poster. All right.
And this one is the U.S. Navy uniform of the late Carl Leroy Dill, Radio Man Second Class.
And that's his uniform here. And then, so we have a soldier, a sailor, and a Marine.
This one is U.S. Marine Corps uniform of Corporal Michael R. Do you say Mar?
Yeah. That's his uniform. And then they've got an invest. So I bet anything that's like a poster for investing in savings bonds. But then we'll move on over to, I believe, Nelson T. Bargy. He was a World War II Purple Heart European theater invasion. I'm gonna guess that's a real M1. He's got his discharge papers. Here's a picture of Bargy. And the dog tags are starting to look pretty much like what they do now. And there's his combat boots. Alright, the Spicer brothers. So, the Spicer brothers, Roy, Dewey, Cecil, Russell, and Edward. Looks like Roy served in the Army, Dewey served in the Navy, Cecil served in the U.S. Air Corps, U.S. Army Air Corps. Russell was in the Marine Corps. And then their other brother, Edward, was in the U.S. Army. And then this is a picture of the brothers together. This is a letter that Captain Charles G. Matchett wrote to his wife, Augustus Dawes Matchett. Hundreds of letters during his service in Company G, 40th OVI of Darke County soldiers. They lived in Greenville. He wrote her long descriptive letters, including poetry, some of which are quoted here. These letters are the Matchett collection at the Garst Museum. So, said this was all donated by Warren E. Garst. Look at those shoulder. So it says, life, love, and death. My dear wife, through the blessings of God, I am permitted to write to you. Onward we speed like fierce lightning flash. Onward we sped like a tornado crash. Onward we sped like bolts of thunder, wrestling, crushing the rebel host under, till wild their terror they scattered and fled. General Grant and Hooker both unite in saying that it was the finest specimen of storming a stronghold on record. And I believe, I'm not for sure, but this looks like it might be a chaplain's uniform.
Right here, it tells you what it is. It's the chaplain's coat, the uniform coat.
Okay.
It's a chaplain's coat from the earlier part of the war in 1864. Regulations made black buttons standard. The cross on the sleeve is rare. One cross is missing, but the outline can be seen. Chaplains were authorized to wear weapons during the Civil War, but were not permitted later.
Right. So, what we're talking about once again. So it's the chaplain's coat. Right here we have a World War I footlocker from Captain Foster G. Marshall. commander of the 41st Aero Squadron. And we have, it doesn't have anything on the wagon. Just gonna take a look to see what was on the flag. So, because it's 2-star general. But if we go on over here, this area is actually called the Zachary Lansdowne Remembered. But over here we have Regal. He's got a CIB on his uniform, Charles A. Regal. He was with the 1st Division, 26th Infantry Regiment Company. And then over here you have all his, he was a colonel, Colonel Charles A. Regal. He has a combat infantry badge. There's his ribbons of decorations and services. Army General Staff identification, Legion of Merit ribbon or medal, coat of arms of the United States. He has a Bronze Star, the American Defense, American Campaign. There's this World War II Victory Medal, American Occupation Medal, National Defense Medal, Korean Service Medal, and United Nations Medal. And the cross rifles show that he was in the infantry. Over here, we're just talking about the Lansdowne. So this is Commander Lansdowne in England, 1918 Royal Air Force photo. Commander Lansdowne in England, 1918 Royal Air Force photo. So, Commander Lansdowne in England also. So, he was the commander of an airship called the Shenandoah, and this is the crew of the Shenandoah. This over here would be the Shenandoah at Lakehurst, New Jersey. This looks like, I don't know, maybe how it ports? I'm not for sure. But then they have a picture of the Shenandoah at Fort Worth, Texas. On down at the Shenandoah over St. Louis. And I believe this is the picture of the Shenandoah. U.S. Patoki. So I think this is also the Shenandoah. Great big panoramic view. Shenandoah flies over Greenville, where we're at. And just another stuff. This is epitaph of Commander Zachary Lansdowne, who lost his life in the crash of the airship Shenandoah near Ava, Ohio. The commander was born in Greenville, Ohio. So there's a display. Lansdowne's watch. I don't know if it's like a cigarette case. There's his watch. And a button. The battered button taken from Lieutenant Commander Lansdowne's regulation naval tunic by Dwight Mancha of Greenville, who helped identify Commander Lansdowne lying with 13 of his men on a garage floor in Caldwell, Ohio. They also have this portrait, or this painting, of the USS Shenandoah, the airship. And it just goes more into the wreckage and everything. So, the wreck of the naval airship, USS Shenandoah, March 31st. Time was 2 o'clock to 4. This looks like it's some more wreckage up from the Shenandoah. There's pictures of the wreckage from the crash. This says this pouch was containing mail dropped by Commander Zachary Lansdowne. Sorry. From the U.S. Shenandoah on flight over Greenville. There's more pictures of the wreckage. And this is Zachary Lansdowne, Lieutenant Commander, U.S. Navy. This is his headstone in Arlington National Cemetery. And up here, I don't know what it is. It looks like it might be a parachute. It's kind of hard to read what exactly what it is, because it says Versailles, Ohio, and it was gifted. I'm gonna say it's a parachute. And then down here we have some rifles, probably from World War I, due to the fact that most of this was taking place during World War I. And you can kind of tell by the helmet there that it's World War I. So these are some of the muskets that would have been used during the Civil War and the Mexican War. This, War of 1812. Having some frontier flying in every direction under apprehension of invasion by Indians. Fort Greenville. Down here it says Second Greenville Treaty, William Henry Harrison. Present at the signing of the Treaty of Greeneville in 1795, signed the Treaty of Peace and Friendship in 1814 at the same site as the 1795 treaty. The 1840 Treaty of Greeneville was signed by representatives of 8 of the tribes who signed the 1795. So we have, over here we have Rembrandt Peale, and then over here we have Kitty Matchett Vaughn of the Garst Museum. It says 15 stars, 15 stripes.
You want me to read it?
Yeah.
The Second Flag Act of Congress created the 15 Stars, 15 Stripes flag in 1794. On May 1st, 1795, the regulation took effect, making Greenville the first U.S. Army headquarters to fly this flag. The flag was used through the War of 1812 and was the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1818, the United States flag was changed back to having 13 stripes, but the stars numbered 20 for
Boy Scouts down here for the different uniforms, probably different years. They have all kinds of Boy Scout equipment and brochures and books. Another Boy Scout uniform. Looks like it's from Rossburg, Ohio. And there's the uniform I wore when I was a Cub Scout. This is a portrait of this signing of the Treaty of Greeneville. And then over here, they talk about who was there. There was Anthony Wayne, Little Turtle, William Wells, William Henry Harrison, William Clark, Meriwether Lewis, Isaac Zane, Tar, Blue Jacket, Black Hoof, Buckham Helgas, Leather Lips, Badbird, White Pigeon, The Sun, Davis Jones, Henry DeButt, John Mills, The Treaty, and Treaty Coleman. The tribes were Miami, Delaware, Ottawa, Eel River, Weiss, Kickapoos, Shawnees, Chippewas, Wyandots, Potawatomis. This is a small replica of Fort Greenville. So, which is now, what's left of it is at the park. And I believe that would be the Greenville River running down through there. So, and Greenville's a lot bigger than this now. This area is more surrounded by residents. Actually, my brother does not live very far from here. This is the stuff, Annie's legend. So Annie Oakley.
Let me read this up here. It says Winchester Annie Oakley Commemorative Rifles, model 1894 and 22 caliber roll engraved, consecutively numbered AOK 186 and 187, issued in 1989 by the U.S. Repeating Arms Company.
So this is just seems to be show a little bit about Annie Oakley. It says she was born in 1860. 1861 to 1863 was the American Civil War. 1865, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. The Transcontinental Railroad in 1869. 1866, Annie's father dies. 1870, Annie goes to work at the county infirmary. 1876, Annie Oakley and Frank Butler are married. 1876, Alexander Graham Bell invents the telephone. 1880, this is the 1880s, the 1890s. 1883, Buffalo Bill Cody. Buffalo Bill Cody debuts his Wild West show. 1884, Annie Oakley joins the Wild West show. 1890, Oakley travels with Wild West to Paris, France. 1893, Annie performs at Chicago's World Fair. Gold is discovered in the Yukons. U.S. Marine explodes in Havana Harbor. 1898. The Wright brothers in 1903. 1900, Annie Oakley performs in Greenville for the first time as a part of the Wild West show. 1913, Annie Oakley's career Wild West performer ends. 1914, World War I begins. 1920, women's rights to vote granted. 1926, Annie Oakley dies, followed soon by Frank. Buffalo Bill Cody died in 1917. Let's see how Margie measures up to Annie Oakley. Margie looks like she might be a little taller than Annie Oakley.
I'm probably just as tall as Annie Oakley.
Yeah, but she's got shoes on too.
Okay, hold on.
So.
Yeah, she was 5 foot. Not even, I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe right at 5 foot.
Margie's 5'1".
I'll take that. Yeah, she was 5 feet tall. She was approximately 100 pounds. She was an accomplished athlete, but a petite and modest lady.
All right, so this is the area that we have been to a couple of times, and the actual school that we've been out to that we're hoping they're renovating it, but it's going very slow. But
here's the picture of it.
Yeah, here's a picture that if you've seen, we've gone out to this school, and it's just 6 miles.
It says Union Literary
South.
Institute, Manual Labor Boarding School, 1845. I think it's a 5.
But yeah, this is it. And then
It says Longtown was a triracial settlement situated in Ohio and Indiana. The town featured a thriving farm community, educational center, and offered a united front against issues such as slavery and racism. Today, Longtown is a symbol of the equality and community found in Darke County, Ohio.
this is,
Oh yeah.
yeah, this is what it looked like. And then, but they took out the top, didn't they?
I I think so. So it says today the Union Literacy Institute can still be visited. It is currently under the direction of the Union Literary Institute Preservation Society. Members of this group intend to restore the facility and promote its incredible history of equality and education.
So here's what it's somewhat.
That's what it looked like.
Now
this is what it looked like before.
Before?
I think so, because that right there, and
okay.
I think.
But down here, there's a thumbnail of one of our videos when we went out there.
So this is the house, the Longtown house. This is the.
Are you sure?
Yeah, look at the. Remember we walked all around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Let's see. 1863 until 1865, school was suspended due to the outbreak of Civil War, the passage of the Freedoms.
That's the school.
Freedmen's Bureau Bill.
Look at the top.
The school was consolidated in 1910 to the Spartanburg school system.
No, that's it. It was 2 stories.
Okay.
All right. I mean, look, they even have for the school bell.
But I don't see it on here. Oh no. Want to know more of this book? Let you dig even deeper. Find it in the museum still. The Longtown Settlement.
So we got an old stagecoach here. Looking back here, we are towards the end of the museum. We didn't record everything because if you want to come here and see stuff for yourself, but they've got a lot of old stuff in here. Got some plows, old plows. That'd be horse pulled. Some old wagons. Got an old wife. She didn't hear me. There was a KitchenAid mixer up there.
Oh, I see what you're talking about now.
That's not a very old one. So that's going to do it for the gathering at the Garst, or not gathering at the Garst, the Garst Museum. What's funny is we're actually standing in the area where the gathering at the Garst is, and we're actually standing right where the Treaty of Greeneville was signed. So the flagpole behind us was dedicated to Mad Anthony Wayne and the Native American nations that signed the treaty. But we did see a lot. We didn't record everything because, you know, if you decide to come here, we want to leave something for you to see.
Right.
But we did spend too much time maybe on the military part.
Yeah.
So, and believe it or not, my phone started to die.
But
so
this was Mad Anthony Council House.
yes. So, but I think that's going to do it. Okay. So we will probably see you all on the next adventure, right?
Right.
So we'll see you later.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye.